to the ticker, where we give you your daily dose of what's happening now.
Oftentimes we talk to a lot of real estate agents that say they got into the business because they had this enterprising attitude. They wanted to be their own boss. They wanted to be self-employed and kind of get after it, make their own hours. But then they get hooked up with a big brokerage, and then they got to get sacked with office fees and all these other things. But with technology and the way business is moving, a lot of people want to shift maybe back towards the house, shift back towards that enterprising mentality, except there are a few myths that they believe to be true about working from home that they think will make them less productive. Today we wanted to bust those myths so that way you guys can get back home, put a little money in your pocket, and be a little more productive.
So the first thing, the most frequent thing that I hear about is, well, you know, clients won't take me very seriously if I work out of my home. They're going to think I'm more of a part-timer, that I'm not really into this business. So let's talk about that a little bit. Why aren't we using resources that are put around us? Free resources. If you are working with an LO and they tell you no, you cannot use their conference area, you need to find a new LO. If your title agent, your closing officer isn't willing to give you some office space every once in a while for that client that needs that whole, vibe of an ambiance of being in a big corporate building, let your title agents and your loan officers provide you with that time for free. And most of the time when you do listing appointments, you're meeting in that person's home. You're right there in their home, you're meeting with them. So there's nothing wrong with going back to their home for further negotiations. And your buyer's agents, like I said, if you can't meet them at a local coffee shop, little cafe, buy them a nice Starbucks, then call on your title agent, your loan officer, the people in the business around you that are built to be your team, your support team. So they should be able to support you in that way.
The next myth we hear most frequently is, I'm not going to be as productive if I work off-site, remotely, virtually on my business. And that's just not the case. I'm a full-time lender and I still produce this show every day. If I wasn't allowed to work off-site or remotely, or if I was less productive, this show would be a lot worse, I assure you. So guys, it's just not true. The biggest hurdle that you have to overcome is family. If you're in a situation where you have a stay-at-home spouse or something like that, oftentimes if you're home, that means you're not working. So you want to make sure that you set up certain boundaries and barriers to say, look, this is my office hours, this is when I'm going to be working, and don't be caught playing free cell, because then that kind of kills the whole bit. But you can be just as productive working remotely as you are working in an office.
So lastly, I'd like to mention in the month of January that there are plenty of tax incentives for working at home, much more than just claiming your office furniture, office supplies, and mileage and all that kind of stuff. So you might want to take a look down below in the post, and we'll put a few more ideas for tax incentives.
Absolutely. So remember, guys, your clients can and will take you seriously regardless of where you office out of. You can get more done working remotely. And of course, there are benefits other than just, less overhead when you work remotely. Anyway, guys, if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe for free over on the side. If you have any other myths that need to get busted, let us know what they are in the comments section down below and we'll get it done.
We would love to hear all the pros and cons from working at home in your particular atmosphere on Facebook, or you can even follow us up on Twitter. Bye, guys.
Check, check, check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
You can't see anything, so I don't know what
the mic's not working, let me know. My phone is working, though.